Crick bus chatter at the end of day 3 of this World Test Championship final. And what a change we've got. Remember when we were here just before play started? This man, all rugged up like that. What do you say? It's colder than the fridge in Chennai. How it's changed now. It's beautiful, isn't it? You're on a round neck.
Yes, for the first time. I think this is what we expected. This is what you said as well, that the weather is going to get hotter as the game progresses. And we can feel how beautiful the weather is. I wish everybody in India can feel it, but it's lovely weather.
Literally, we're sitting amidst the plants. Tomorrow is going to be 29 as well. But let's look at where this game is. To me, highlight of day 3 was the batting of Ajinkya Rahane. He was 29 or 71 balls at the end of day 2.
Yes.
Hit 60 or 58 balls. Now you've known Jinx very well over the years now. What stood out?
Just the tempo of his inning. I think this IPL has just opened him up. He now believes he can bat at a strike rate that people thought he couldn't, and that is so good to watch. And he brought out a few of the shots. That hook of Cummins, a lovely shot to bring up his 50. You can see the kind of zone he is in. But most importantly, the courage is shown, Harsha.
Yes.
Getting hit on that finger, and it must be a serious injury because he didn't come out to field. But even then, batting not only yesterday but today as well, high quality innings, very much in control of it. Slightly lucky at times, the LBW Cummins no ball,
Yes.
the catch that was dropped. But amidst all of that, there was beauty, and it was great to see the old Rahane that we are used to. Under pressure, if you're under duress, Team India needs a man. Call Ajinkya Rahane, and he again made it come true.
I mean, on that track, you need that little bit of luck. Everyone has that. Everyone has that little bit of luck. He was asked at the end of the day's play, is the finger paining? He said, yes, it is painful, but it's okay. Now, here's a guy who, as a kid, became a black belt in karate simply because he's among the smaller kids in the class and just goes through bricks like that with his hands. So he's brave. I also like the fact that there was a graphic there which showed his contact points, and he wasn't reaching out. He was playing the ball right under. He's playing it beautiful. I saw what I liked was a couple of cover drives without the flourish. He just went tuck. That's it. He wasn't taking a chance.
Yeah, so he's always been a good timer of the ball. The one thing that he's worked on at the NCA when he's gone back is his ability to deal with short balls in a very constructive way and rotate spinners. That's something he really worked on. Now, what is beautiful about this innings is Manas Labuschagne batted outside the crease to counter our pace bowlers. He did the opposite. He stood deep in the crease because he's a more comfortable backfoot player, played a lot more of the backfoot point, and there's a considerable difference in the contact points between an Ajinkya Rahane and a Manas Labuschagne who played it much ahead. But Ajinkya Rahane played a lot more shots because he was staying deep in the crease and had that extra bit of time to play. Whereas Manas Labuschagne, we saw today, batted long but couldn't get the runs at the tempo that he wanted probably. But Ajinkya Rahane was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, today with Labuschagne, I got the feeling there was an actor playing his role rather than Labuschagne himself. But he could still convert that to 100. Who knows? But we're running ahead of the script. I thought Rahane was fantastic. I think it might have been Ricky Ponting who said if he got 100, it would be among the best of his career. This one, and we're talking Melbourne, we're talking Lords, we're talking so many, but it didn't happen. Let's move on. What about the Lord? The Lord doing Lord.
We need to do a special section on Lord. Lord is the Lord. I mean,
it was a very brave innings today. I mean, he was lucky. You could look at it, can't you, Dick, and say, yeah, he was lucky. He could easily have been nicked off. There was an LBW, whatever. But it's what you do with your luck that matters, no?
Absolutely. I think you earn your luck, and that's what he did. He's, I think, over a period of time, constantly proved others wrong by the quality of bowling that he's done and surprised a lot with the bat. We saw that the last time when they toured in England, how well he batted. He's the only batsman after Don Bradman to achieve 350s consecutively at the Oval. Now that is a record not many can boast of, to have Don Bradman and you in the same line. So, credit to him. But all he showed was ounces of courage, and that's what his career has been about. Never the most talented, even in the bowling department, but still finds a way to be the lone pace bowling all-rounder that India have found in a long, long time. Hardik Pandya is a great player, there is no doubt. Whenever he's available, obviously he'll get the first nod. But he has done a job quietly, steadily. He'll look innocuous in a lot of ways. But cometh the man, cometh the hour, they say. And it was tough conditions today. Cummins bowled brilliantly to him, tested in all ways possible. Body blows every second ball, but stood amidst all of that.
I mean, it's interesting. You normally wear the arm pad here. He actually had to wear some protection here because he got hit over here. He got hit here. He got hit here. He got hit on the fingers. But sometimes some players, when they're hit like that, we'll just say, it's not happening. Let me play shots. So no, he kept coming in line, and that's what I loved most about him. Kept coming in line, kept coming there.
And in between all that, he played some really good shots, Harshas. Cover drive, the cut.
And then that on drive.
Oh, yes, the on drive right at the end. Some really good shots. No doubt about it.
And what that did was, it didn't bring India back into the game, but it put India in a better position than India thought they would have been after KS Bharat got out early.
And also, most importantly, at the end of the day, cricket is a sport, it's a form of entertainment, and there were so many people who were turned up at the ground and people watching it to put a smile on their face because India was fighting, and that's what you want to see. We want to see a fight back. Did they give a few runs too many in the first innings? Definitely, but India fought back. Being 150 for 5, he could have easily capitulated, but getting it to 296, 296, I thought was a great effort by Team India.
And then it was very interesting. India actually scored at 4.25 and over. In that morning session, they scored at just under 5 and over. You looked at play and you said, what do I remember? Oh, they were surviving. In between, they were playing some fabulous shots. Then Australia came in, and it's almost as if, you know how it is when you're flying a kite and suddenly the wind drops.
Yes.
The run rate just dropped. And I found it very difficult because Australia had the opportunity, if they played freely. Can you imagine Haydos and Langer opening the batting in that situation?
They were really finding it hard sitting in that calm box because they felt they were playing too slowly, in many ways, not the pace at which they would have probably batted. They play with more intent. Steven Smith did that, but the others, I think, batted at a quiet tempo today.
I think India exposed a few frailties in that Australian lineup. First Khwaja, Warner, with that lovely Siraj line outside off, edging off. Umesh Yadav came, edging off.
After almost half a century, you think Indians are helping the British back?
It could well be, actually. Look at Travis Head. He showed the bouncer. He should have been, and then the slog sweep, he should have been caught on the boundary. Soon thereafter, playing a poor shot. But for me, the most unbelievable thing that happened today was after looking like he was batting on a different surface to everybody else, that shot that Steve Smith played, it was a good inter-office game evening slog. You don't associate that with Steve. I mean, he came out, see the shape in which he finished. You have no idea where the ball has gone. I know mid-on was in. I think he was trying to clear mid-on. But he just twisted around. He got out of shape. But in the end, that shot looked like the kind of shot some of us might have played.
True. I think he'd be very disappointed with that shot because it was a premeditated shot.
Yes.
And what great players do when they premeditate and they decide there's a shot they're going to play, they find a way to get out of it in case the ball is not there. But he committed to the shot. Even after knowing that the ball wasn't there, he committed to a shot. And that is what he would be disappointed about. Not the thought that came to him saying, I want to hit over mid-on, but the fact that he decided to go through with it, but didn't back out knowing it was the wrong ball.
I think it was also because he was batting so well. I thought he had the confidence that he could get away. Now, see the corresponding shot. He played only one shot like that of Jadeja in the first innings. But there he was much straighter and he was going there. I thought here he tried to go there.
Also, it's a very interesting point you picked up, Harsha. You picked up that Jadeja said because he was batting with positive intent, he poked at one when he got out.
Yes.
Rahane did the same. After 50, his tempo increased. So he played a flashy cover drive. It was dropped. And you see Steven Smith as well. He had the tempo, so he wanted to keep going. And when you want to keep playing shots, that's one of the shots you think of, looking to go over the infield. But in all three occasions, it led to their dismissal.
Okay, it's time now to put this cool young man in
between all the flowers.
In between the flowers in the round neck t-shirt in the hot spot. Okay, in the hot spot with DK. Can this WTC still be salvaged? Can it be won? Remember, a draw is a shared trophy, so a win. But the weather, there's too much time in this game. I don't think a draw is on. But can something dramatic happen at all? In your view?
No, Asha, I think the horse is bold.
You were looking for the right word, right? You didn't want to sound pessimistic.
It's a sad message in a way about what I feel right now. I don't think India has a chance to win because of what has happened in the last 2 days. I think what happened on the first day, that is coming back to haunt us. 469 on this pitch is 200 runs too many, let's be honest. India batted really well to get where they are. But we saw how Australia, they played a few shots, they were there. But still at the end of the day, they were 120 for 4. And that anything could happen from here on. But 296 already with the lead. And even if they have their worst day and get all out for 350, I still think that's about 100 run too many on this pitch. Because you got to understand it's keeping low now. So the chances of getting LBW and bold becomes even more. And that's what will make it really tough for batting. I know it's a sad message to all the fans seeing on Cricket saying, you know what, Dinesh feels that we're going to lose. It's not that I've lost hope. I genuinely feel with the way the pitch is playing, it is, you could be batting on 60 or 70 and get a ball that you could do nothing about, and that's the problem.
I think this is the difference between DK the analyst here on Crickbuzz and DK the player if he was in that change room. If you're in that change room, you're not accepting the fact that this game is gone. You're still thinking, okay, this is the situation I'm in. How can I win from here? You're very positive. You're thinking, how can I win? When you're the analyst, you're telling what is what the most likely outcome is. So yeah, it's very, very difficult. I think it'll require something quite unbelievable. Maybe a Pujara special, maybe a flashy Kohli innings, maybe Shubman Gill coming in. But in all fairness, you're probably looking at 380, 400 at least, because Australia are in absolutely no hurry. So looking ahead to day 4, let's go fast forward. I actually thought today they will actually push on a little bit more. My feeling was that if they got about 40, 45 overs, that put on about 170, 180, they might be 330 ahead and in a position to then dominate day 4 and force a declaration. It's 296 at the moment. 350 is probably enough, but 350 is not a score you can declare it. I think the declaration is out of the game at the moment.
Absolutely. If India bowl well, India will get Australia out. That is what will happen tomorrow. And they'll come and try hard to play for a win, because there's no point playing for a draw. You'd rather play for the win. And in that case, if they reach a total where probably it's iffy, then they might look at a draw. But that's much later. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But for the moment, what India needs to do is try and get them all out. That's the first thing. Then figure out how they're going to go about the chase. And if they get them all out early, it'll give them the confidence that they have a sniff in the game. It's going to be hard work, like you said, in the dressing room. If I was there, I was going to keep believing that it's going to happen. And I genuinely wish all fans also believe that something out of the blue happens that's going to help India. But at this point of time, that's a great point. Jadeja needs to come good. Brilliant. He bowled really well today. He's probably the best bowler. And, you know, picking those 2 wickets, really good bowling there.
But
I think with all things going...
What if never won you games? What if never won you anything in life? What if along with this there was this? Nathan Lyon didn't bowl much. What was interesting was post-game, Ajinkya Rahane was asked, is there some spin in this track? Now, I don't know whether his answer was defending that situation the team is in or whether he actually felt that. He said, no, there is much more help for seam.
I think it's true.
And he's right.
There is a lot more help for the seamers. Is there a little bit of spin? For sure. That's how he got Smith out. Because Smith stepped out with the belief that the ball wasn't going to turn. But it did turn. And that was the difference. So there is turn. Now, it is relative compared to what it is in India, like we spoke about previously. But is there enough turn to say that are we missing somebody badly? Now, that's, as you said, what ifs are always beautiful to have, and hindsight is never a possibility for support staff and Team India to have.
Hindsight is never 2020. Hindsight is never perfect vision.
So for the moment,
come back. The bowler is coming.
For the moment, I think India needs to look to get Australia all out really early, and that would be ideal. But with the way things are panning out, Australia are going to take their time. They're in no hurry to declare. So all they'll be looking to do is get themselves into a safe spot, safe haven, as they might say, and then we'll come back tomorrow and discuss what India can do to win the game, hopefully.
So right, so there you are, Crickbuzz Chatter at the end of day 3. We'll join you again at the end of day 4. Goodbye.